That morning, the entertainment world seemed to stop for a moment. In a matter of minutes, a single photo changed everything. One showing Soo Kai supporting Songyun, who appeared to be near unconsciousness at a foreign airport. There was no announcement, no official agenda, no prior intimation. Only one question remained in the public's mind. What exactly was behind their mysterious arrival at Milan Malpensa Airport? It was 6:40 a.m. when the two were seen exiting the terminal. The cool morning light washed over Songyun's pale face, while Soo Kai stood beside her, not as a superstar, but as someone deeply troubled. The moment felt so real, so human, that it was hard to believe this was part of the glamorous world the public had always known. Songyun seemed barely able to keep her eyes open. Her steps faltered, her body leaning towards Soo Kai, as if each step required every last ounce of energy. It wasn't just ordinary fatigue, it was a kind of exhaustion that made anyone watching feel the tension. Soo Kai, usually a charismatic presence on screen, revealed a side he rarely saw. His hand gingerly supported Songyun's shoulder, as if afraid she might fall at any moment. His gaze was serious, focused, devoid of the typical celebrity smile. This wasn't a moment for the cameras, it was too real to fake. What made things even more puzzling was the fact that this trip wasn't even on their public schedule. There was no news of filming in Italy, no international projects announced. Even their management team reportedly hadn't made any statement. Their presence in Milan felt like a missing piece in a larger narrative. Why were they there? Why in such a state? And most disturbingly, why was it all done so discreetly? In less than 18 hours, the photo exploded on social media, racking up billions of impressions, making it one of the most viral moments in Asian entertainment history this year. The public wasn't just curious, they were concerned. Comment after comment poured in, most of them focused on Songyun's condition. Many questioned whether she was being overworked, whether her health was being neglected, or whether there was something bigger being hidden from the public. But beneath these concerns, other speculations arose. Some fans began to associate the physical intimacy between Soo Kai and Songyun with something more than just colleagues. Was this mere coincidence? Or was there a relationship they had been keeping secret? The speculation grew stronger because of the way Soo Kai treated Songyun. There was none of the professional distance typically seen between two actors. There was simply an inexplicable intimacy, a spontaneous gesture that felt too genuine to be mere acting. However, amidst all the speculation, one thing remained clear. Songyun was not feeling well. Her face was pale, her eyes were heavy, and her body seemed drained of energy. This wasn't just jet lag or simple sleep deprivation. Anonymous sources had mentioned that they were supposed to be in Shanghai filming a major project. Their unexplained absence further complicated the situation. Did they leave the set abruptly? If so, the next question was far more serious. What could have been important enough to make two major stars abandon their professional commitments without notice? Several theories began to emerge, ranging from personal matters to medical emergencies. But to date, there has been no official confirmation to answer any of these questions. Interestingly, there has been no attempt by either of them to clarify the situation. There were no statements, no social media posts, not even the slightest hint of what was really going on. Their silence only made the public even more anxious. In a world where every celebrity move is usually meticulously documented, this silence felt highly unusual. Meanwhile, fans continued to monitor developments, hoping for good news about Songyun's condition. Their concerns were not without reason, because what was seen in the photo was far from ordinary fatigue. Soo Kai was in the spotlight. Many praised his prompt and attentive demeanor, but many also questioned his role in the situation. Was he merely an accompaniment, or did he know more than he seemed? Meanwhile, international media began to view this incident as a global phenomenon, not only because of their popularity, but because the mystery surrounding this trip felt like an unfinished drama. And amidst all this, one thing that stood out was the contrast between their public lives and their private realities. Two superstars who usually appeared flawless now looked fragile, human, and full of questions. What really happened behind their arrival in Milan? Was this the beginning of a bigger story yet to be revealed, or a secret that will remain hidden? One thing was certain: the world waited. And until answers came, that photo at Milan Malpensa airport would continue to symbolize an unsolved mystery. As time passed, small details began to be noticed by observant fans. The way Soo Kai held Tan Songyun's arm, the way he bent slightly as if adjusting his steps, and even his tense facial expression, all of these were analyzed repeatedly in the widely circulated video. Every second felt like a hidden clue. Some observers even said that Soo Kai's body language demonstrated a level of care far beyond a typical professional relationship. He wasn't just accompanying her, but genuinely caring. In the often formal world of celebrity, this kind of intimacy felt extremely rare. On the other hand, Tan Songyun's situation sparked a broader discussion about the pressures of the entertainment industry. Tight filming schedules, relentless travel, and high-performance demands often remain hidden from the public eye. What happened at Milan Malpensa airport seemed to lift a curtain that had been tightly closed. Many began to associate this incident with the phenomenon of burnout, often experienced by top actors and actresses. But if this were true, why was this trip conducted so secretly? Why was there no protection or supervision from their professional teams? Questions continued to emerge without definitive answers. Some media outlets even tried to track airport CCTV footage and flight schedules to find additional clues. But the more they searched, the less they could truly confirm. Amidst the chaos of information, one rather surprising theory emerged. Some speculated that the trip wasn't for work, but rather a spur-of-the-moment personal decision. If true, it would mean something so urgent that they had to leave without preparation. However, this theory only adds another layer of mystery. What could be important enough to make two such prominent public figures take such a risk? And why was Milan their destination? Meanwhile, loyal fans continued to show their unconditional support. They not only demanded an explanation, but also hoped that Tan Songyun would get enough rest and a proper recovery. This wave of empathy was one of the most touching aspects of the entire incident. And at the end of all this speculation, one reality remained. Whatever actually happened, that moment at the airport changed the way the public saw them. Not just as stars, but as human beings who could be tired, vulnerable, and in need of someone to lean on. Time passes, but the shadow of that incident remains. Every time the photo reappears on people's timelines, the same emotions return, a mix of worry, curiosity, and deep sympathy. It's as if that fleeting moment has left a mark that's hard to erase from the public's memory. Some fans are beginning to realize that perhaps not everything needs to be explained openly. It's possible that what happened involved a side of life that wasn't meant for public consumption. But precisely because of this, the silence from Soo Kai and Tan Songyun feels even harder to ignore. Behind the cameras and the constant speculation, there are two individuals who may be facing something far bigger than mere rumors. Something that can't be explained with press conferences or social media posts, something only they can understand. And perhaps, ultimately, that's the point of all this. A reminder that behind the glitz and glamour of the entertainment world, there are quiet stories we never truly know. Stories that are glimpsed, like a cold morning at Milan Malpensa airport, then disappear, leaving more questions than answers.